Something arrived in the mail today. Rode. Let's open them up. NTH-100s, the first headphones by Rode. Ooh. Nice bow. Wait. Oh, never mind them. I think it's come with a free snack. Ah, oh, yes. Put that in the microwave later. Is anything else of interest in the box? There's some little colourful thingamajigs. Interesting. QR code. Yeah, so these are the NTH-100s. First impressions feel quite nice. Yeah. So when I saw these, I thought, yes, I do have a lot of headphones, but you know, you can't really have too many. And these look incredibly comfortable. And when you work in audio and you're sitting there for hours and hours, comfort means a lot. That's what really kind of caught my attention to these nice little units. This plastic here, that smooth part with the logo, doesn't feel quite as nice. They do feel solid. They're nice. Look at this. It appears to be steel with a little twist in it. That's nice. And this locks. You can open it, slides down, and then it locks in position. So you don't have to fuck about with it constantly changing its shape. Headband, pleasingly squidgy. Nice velvety kind of material. Bit of braille there. We've got a right and a left. That's also written. I'm not sure what these little, just design elements, I suppose. Squishy cups. Nice, feel nice. Apparently filled with some sort of proprietary gel that I don't know, Rode's licensed, but looks quite cool. Let's have a look at the cable. Apparently it is ambidextrous, if that is as a word that can be employed in this situation. Ambiphonous. Yeah. So we can plug the cable into whichever side you prefer, which for me is probably going to be the right, seeing as my amplifier is over there. Locks into position. Nice. Okay, cool. We've got the adapter. Adapter will attach here. Got these little things. Ooh. I assume they go around this, so you can identify what. That might actually be quite useful if you have a substantial headphone collection. So they go around here? I don't know. Aesthetic, I should imagine. Not important. We get a lovely bag with the null symbol on. Cavernous. So, I guess I'll give these a good listening to, and you'll hear more from me then. So I thought I'd compare them to some of the other headphones that I have, just to see what's going on, and because I am in a new studio and because I'm such a nerd, I still have the original boxes. So this is probably the most similar in terms of specifications, as it's the other closed back that I use. So the Beyerdynamic DT770 Pro. 80 ohm edition. So that comes in a bag as well. So that's where we get an immediate similarity. And these are cheaper than the other headphones I'm going to show you in a while. single-sided. It's nice. I shall get rid of this bag. Let's try these on and tell you my thoughts. Yeah, they're comfy. They're comfy. They're good. I like them. So, yeah. DT770 Pros by Beyerdynamic. Probably the most similar. And let's stick with the Beyerdynamics and go for the DT880 Pro. Still in its original box, even though I've had this for 10 years? Roundabout? Yeah, well, 9 years, that's it. 9 whole human years. And this one comes in a bit of a nicer pack. Obviously, I can't say whether they still come in these. But, ooh. These have been so well used that they've had several pad replacements over the years. These are my old faithfuls. I trust these more than anything else. That's what I would use for. Perhaps not my most technically brilliant pair, but certainly the ones I am most familiar with. And as you can see, they're very similar in construction to the 770s. Feel pretty much identical. Got a nice coily cable. Let's see. Yeah, pleasing on the head clamp. These, immediately I can hear myself talking. It's quite pleasant to wear when they're not playing any music. You don't get any of that isolation. So obviously an entirely different concept being an open back. And the final one, let's get rid of this, what I thought would be useful in comparison is the Sennheiser HD 600s. Very well respected pretty much as soon as they arrived on the scene. This one comes with no bag. No bag. Which is a bit sad. And this is a custom cable because the one that came with it was far too long and annoying. So I got a custom cable made. These are probably on paper the best headphones that I have. Certainly excellent for mixing, critical listening, very transparent, very linear, both in terms of frequency response and phase. And are they comfortable? Yes, they are comfortable, and even probably more open and airy than the DT880s in terms of what I can hear now, but they are, I would say, the least comfortable of the bunch. Yeah, they just don't suit my head quite as well. So that's those. Let's get the Rhodes back, the star of today's show. Now that I've just put those on my head, let's put these on my head and see what my first reactions are. Yeah, they're comfy, they're comfy. Pleasingly weighty, but not overly so on the head. Obviously I feel closed in. Let's see how closed in I feel compared to the 770s. Let's put them down there. 770s on. So the 770s are comfortable but less refined. They don't fit kind of so perfectly around the ears. They're liable to slide around a little, and so they probably are picking up a bit more head noise, which is interesting. Obviously these feel totally different. I can still hear myself. So very, very little interference in terms of actually blocking my ears. But they're definitely less comfortable. Although they don't slide around. They're quite steady. All the pads. On this one, you've got that little cutout there, which makes it more comfortable so it doesn't sit on the very top of your head, causing headaches and such. These have got a pleasing squidge. Yes. These, fairly new and yes, plushy velour. You can see these are a bit weathered. So I mostly use these for, well, very rare tracking that I do, because they're closed back. And yeah, they feel nice. Definitely something a bit different about them. If you look at the box, Alcantara cushions and memory foam. And it's some other thing that goes on about. Cooltech gel reduces wearing fatigue. Very nice. I haven't worn them for long enough, like a full 8-hour sessions like I've done with these. So we'll see. I guess I'll update people later. But yeah, they do feel very nice. Not creaky. This is more creaky. This is the creakiest. All plasticky, that one. Most plasticky. Although the most expensive. Yay, Sennheiser. That's not too bad. Cool. So I'm going to do a double X throwdown with all of these fuckers. So I've spent a good few hours listening to all these different headphones, and I have come to some conclusions. Now, these two on the outside, acoustically speaking, far superior to these, I'm sorry. But it's not really a fair comparison. These are much more expensive. They're both open back, so totally different concept. And they're my personal preference for mixing. You can really, really dial down onto the details and hear the tiniest little half decibel moves in your EQing with these. I love them. I just love them. Now, I love these things, but I love these things too. And these are newer. I think I prefer the sound of these. They're just a little, they've got the edge on these, but these are always my old faithfuls, and I'll always go back to these for checking final mixes. But yeah, they're both good. This more comfortable than this though, so So let's take these out of the picture because it's not really fair to use these in a comparison. Now these, specification wise, are much more similar, and price wise too. These, they feel nicer. They're both very comfortable though, I must say. I wouldn't be averse to using these for extended periods of time. These probably, like I said before, fit a little nicer, but they're honestly both very comparable. Once I'd eliminated the other two, because I decided to do a little experiment and do this mad setup, just messing around more than anything, and just to see what would happen. I thought it would be a total disaster, and actually it worked surprisingly well. Not the most comfortable, but it sounded all right, and they're very comparable sonically. So it didn't really turn my brain inside out, put it that way, and it actually was quite cohesive. These, I don't know if it's the way they deal with transients, but they have a bit of a kind of a low-end thump that feels like you can physically feel the sound pressure levels kind of bopping at your eardrums a little around the 100 hertz mark, which is a bit unpleasant, and it gives it a bit boxy. I don't know whether that's this unit, I don't know whether that's my ears, I don't know whether it's the kind of unique resonance of these ear cups. These were much more transparent. They seemed more even. When I was doing some sweeps with a sine tone, and having one on each ear and swapping them around, I could consistently tell that these extended far lower as a much more accurate kind of volume. When things got to about 50 hertz, they started sliding towards this side, so I knew that these really do extend quite deep, and out of all the headphones, they are really good for, if you're doing that real subby kind of levels. It goes, way down to 30 hertz before it starts tapering off. This, when it gets to 45 or so, it's quite a steep roll off. I don't tend to mix things that low anyway, so it's not a bother to me, but it probably would be a bother for a lot of people. I would say sonically, these are a winner. I'm sorry to say. These, construction wise, are the winner. Comfort wise, they're both really nice. I would be more than happy to wear these for hours, and to be honest, I'm really happy because I bought these because I thought they would be comfortable, and they are comfortable, and I have a suspicion that these would, for extended sessions, be a lot more comfortable than these. I'd be really happy to edit videos with these, and I don't know if that's what Rode was going for, because, you know, they are a multimedia kind of group. I mean, between the 770s and these, if you're looking purely for audio reproduction, I would go for the 770s. They're really nicely built. I want to like these more than I do. They'll certainly get some use. One thing I didn't test, and I may just bodge it in here, is how well they deal with spill. So I think I might do a little test now, and I'll splice that in with the magic of video editing. So yes, after some experimentation, these spill a lot less than the Rodes, which is a shame, but there you go. If you want something that's just a better all-rounder, I would go for the Beyerdynamics. If you want something that's still comfortable but probably looks quite a bit more stylish, and it's still, yeah, I like them. And also it's just good to have more headphones, because why not? Then you can go for the Rodes. So overall, as a standalone pair of headphones, if you don't have any, these are excellent. You won't be troubled by them sounding like crap. They sound very good. They sound balanced. They are pleasant. The little bit of high pressure feeling is a little off-putting. I don't particularly like that, but the construction is really nice. The price is not too expensive. I like the fact you can change which side you wire it up with, which is really cool. Some of the reviews I've seen whine that, well, they're not Bluetooth, so that's a con, which is kind of like going and buying a petrol car and then saying, I can't charge it up at the EV charging point. Yeah, well, obviously. These are designed to be used in the studio, come on. Headphones, I love them. I just love them. Well, I think that's all I have to say about that.